Many of you want to know who has the best HD music player. Many of these audiophile players have caught our eye, and the range of features you can now get in a portable package is mind-boggling. Plus, if you use some of the best headphones in the world, you don't want to bottleneck the sound with a bad DAP. With ever more competitive pricing, choosing the right one is complicated. We wanted to make things a little bit simpler. Here we are going to review the top 5 best MP3 players available right now. Our recommendation number 1. Shanling M6 Ultra MP3 Player. Shanling has been working away on refining the M6 line for years now. It's the company's mid-range MP3 player, and it just keeps getting better and better. The original was so good it was my go-to DAP, and just recently, I replaced my iBasso DX240 with the Ultra and have been loving the performance in the small and familiar package. Quad DACs and dual amps drive this bad boy's sound portion, while the hardware is driven by the outstanding Snapdragon 665, which is even a step up from the more expensive HD music players on this list. That means it's one of the most stable and smooth user experiences I have had on one of these devices. Sound quality is second to none when paired up with capable headphones. It produces a vibrant, detailed, and true-to-source material sound. Codec support will help as this has 16x MQA and DSD512 baked in. Battery life is also really good if using a 3.5mm jack. I got 13 hours of playback and 10 when using balanced, which, when you consider the size and power ratio, is very good. Shanling M6 Ultra coming with a beautiful 5-inch LCD panel from Sharp. Our recommendation number 2. Hidise's AP80 Pro X MP3 Player. This diminutive DAP packs lots of high-resolution goodness for your music, such as extensive support for audiophile-grade codecs like MQA8X, LDAC, and APTs. It even has DSD support but is limited to 256, which is to be expected given the size. The internals are solid, too, and while they saved a little on the Ingenic chipset, it doesn't seem to impact the performance, even when scrubbing through large music libraries on the external microSD slot. The really good thing is that the budget was allocated to give us dual Sabre DACs and lots of power from the amp section. From the 3.5mm jack, the sound is nothing to write home about. In fact, it was almost indistinguishable from my Sony Xperia headphone jack, but when I hooked my hard-to-drive impedance bare dynamic headphones, I couldn't believe how much power it was putting out and thus driving them to their potential. The battery life again took a hit as I got 6 hours balanced from a single charge, but recharge times were fast. Our recommendation number 3. FiiO M17 MP3 Player. Although I use the iBasso DX320 daily as my MP3 player of choice, if I were to switch to another, it would be the FiiO M17. For me, the sound quality is so good on both. Everything else comes down to personal preference. I have always been an iBasso user, so I stick with them. What impresses me most about the M17 is how FiiO managed to cram so much. Our recommendation number 4. Hi-Fi Walker H2 Touch. The Hi-Fi Walker H2 is a darling of the budget audiophile club, and Walker builds on its success with the new H2 Touch. It keeps much of what we liked about the original, good sound quality and portable size, but adds a touch screen for more intuitive operation. It has great support for high-resolution music files and a very popular Sabre DAC unit at its heart. This Bluetooth MP3 player has two-way Bluetooth 4.2 support, allowing for high-definition wireless audio, Qualcomm aptX technology. It can either work as a sender to deliver signals or as a receiver to amplify music wirelessly. Our recommendation number 5. FiiO M11 Plus Portable Android MP3 Player. For a long time, FiiO has been in control of the cheap DAP market, but in recent years, they expanded their line and are considered one of the best music player and amp manufacturers on the planet. The M11 Plus is the company's latest mid-priced offering, and it's probably their best price to performance. This music player packs a heavy punch for its size and price and competes with many of AK's entry-level models on sound. The interface is less refined, but it's still a hell of a bargain.